Hello and welcome to another video by Johnny IELTS. So in this video today, one of my students, one-on-one lesson, he's going to do his magic and then practice his speaking today. Mr. Mink, you ready?
Hello, I'm ready.
Of course you should be ready. Your exam's coming soon. When is it?
It's July the 22nd.
July the 22nd. You have like a bit more than 2 weeks to go.
Yeah.
So we probably will meet 4 more times and then before your exam, right?
Yes.
We'll probably meet 4 more times before exam. Yes, so let me see. Oh yes, correct. What am I thinking? Okay, so Mr. Mink, let's talk about happiness now. Topic number part one, okay? Happiness. Is there anything that makes you feel happy lately?
Yes, definitely. You know that I'm aiming for the band 7 in 7.5 in the IELTS test, and lately I have written some paragraph or some essay, and that reached the band 7. And that's crazy, because that would be really great for me to get the band 7.5 overall. And I just don't need to. I just can calm down because I don't want to the other skills to be so low, So that the writing skill is really tough for me.
Of course, writing is always very tough. Remember that. And you have to be very careful with writing too. You cannot be too confident, with that.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you do to stay happy?
Well, that in my experience, I often shy away from stress and comparisons. For example, if somebody take me and one of my friends into comparison, I would be so stressed and pressure. And so that in order to stay happy, I just focus on the positive things that happen in my life, and just avoid the negative things and just care about me.
Things.
To pay
Avoid
attention.
negative people as well.
Yeah, and also I should stay positive and do not look at anybody that is superior than me, and they are better than me, so that I can stay positive, and then happy with
the only time when you should not be positive is when you got COVID.
Oh.
It's when you talk about COVID, then you should not be positive. But anyway,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Now, so can you stay happy all the time?
Well, that not always can we stay positive, right? Because that it would be sometimes in our lives that would be some accident happen, and for example, we can suffer from some disease maybe, and that would not be so positive for me. And if I got cancer, or maybe HIV, that would be
terrible.
so
STD,
terrible.
Sexually transmitted disease, HIV, and other things like that is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, so that would be terrible, and no one can stay positive right then.
So, is it important to be happy?
Yes, definitely. That happiness brings us comfort in life, and we can reach any achievement, and we can live healthily with our family and friends, and being happy is if we are happy, we can share our happiness with other people, and we can make life better. And if we are negative, and so that we could share those negative energy to but anyone around us. So I believe that it's really important to stay positive and happy all the time.
I see. I do believe the same too. So, what is your definition of happiness?
Well, in my opinion, I define happiness into two things. That is happiness about that is mental happiness, and
You mean mental health?
No, I think just happiness in our mind, and happiness with the things that we have, property, like money, or some kind of things that we can see and we can touch, and so that I have to fulfill both kind of happiness in order to feel happiness. And if one of two things, two of two things that is missed, I would not happy at all.
Would not be happy at all.
I would not be happy at all.
I see. Right. Okay. So, do you think that sadness is sometimes useful?
Yes, undoubtedly.
Of course, we humans, we have different emotion, right? Yep.
Yeah, sadness in life is inevitable, and and during a funeral,
oh my God,
we cannot be
talk about funerals.
Yeah, because if we are taking part in a funeral, we cannot smile, we cannot happy at all. So
be happy. We cannot be happy.
We cannot be happy at all, and we should express our sadness with the family, so that sadness is really helpful at that time, even if the person who have dead, they
you mean even the person who is dead, you mean?
Yeah, even
who passed away,
who is dead, who has passed away, they do not have some memory, or we do not have some emotion with them at all. But we should be sad, should be sad and share the emotion with the family who lost that guy, so that they can get over this loss,
I see. So, do you think that people these days are happy?
Yeah, I believe that it depends, but happy is sometimes expressed in trivial things these days, and normally, human in all classes of society, they have their own sadness and their own happiness, and whatever makes one person happy, it does not it's not solid fact about that kind of person. So I think that they are happy on some occasion, and it's not always,
I see. So exactly what is your definition of happiness then? Cái khái niệm hạnh phúc nó thực sự là cái gì? What is your definition of happiness then? Like what is happiness? Like to some people it's a achievement. To some people it's just like having lots of love, that is happiness. To some people it's just like material gain, Oh, moment. What did I do? Okay, it's just material gain. That's some people, So what is your definition of happiness then?
Well, happiness is something that makes me happy, and to me, it can be divided into two kinds. That is happiness in our mind. To have everybody in the family are still alive, and we can share our love with each other, and I can have my girlfriend, for example, and that would fulfill my emotion. You know, no one is dead, and that's the best thing. And if any is okay, if on any occasions, for example, COVID-19, it can take somebody from my family away. That would be, you know, it cannot fulfill my needs of that, so that would not be happy. And the other thing is, you know, material gain. If I have money with me, a lot of money, to have property still there, that would be enough, you know. So that would make me happy.
Right, I see. Okay, I think we can do a bit more about part 1 now, because you only meet me like 4 more times anyway. Let's do 16. Remembering people's names. Nhớ tên người khác. Remembering people's names. Is it easy to remember the names of people?
Yes, definitely. To me, remembering the names of people, but I believe that it could be easier if we have some impression about that person. You know, if we meet a stranger, we would recognize and identify their features, and if anything that impressed me, I would be easier to remember the name of that stranger compared to those in the crowd, because, you know, everyone are the same, and they have no impression on me at all. So it would be really hard for me to remember the names of those people.
I see. So what do you do to help you remember people's names better?
Well, normally I would have a quick chat with them, and I would find something that is that impressed me. For example, the appearance of that person, or maybe, you know, the tone of voice, maybe, and or maybe the gender, you know.
The genders?
Yeah, and then that would
because, you know, everyone there, they have nicknames for people, you know, they create nicknames for people, or maybe there's some characteristic of people that they remember well, so maybe, you know, that's one way to help you remember names, maybe.
Yeah, so normally I just find some impression that they have on me, and that would help me to remember names better.
Yes. Right. Okay, so will you forget other people's names if they also forget your names?
Oh, definitely not, you know, because to me, I wouldn't forget the other people's name just because I haven't met them for too long. And if if we haven't met for a long period of time, it would be normal for the other people. They can forget they can forget my name. That would be nature, you know, because no one can remember others' name for a long time without seeing each other.
True. Even like Facebook names. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's weird, you know. It's like many people, they don't remember names well. So when they see each other, they're like, okay, we remember your face, but not your names, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a common occurrence, you know. Một cái chuyện hay xảy ra lắm. So it's a common occurrence.
Common occurrence.
A common occurrence. Alright, so do you think it's important to remember other people's names? Cái chuyện nhớ tên quan trọng. You know?
Yeah. Yes, undoubtedly. You know, remember others' name is listed as a way to show our respect with other people. You know, if we haven't met a person for too long, or maybe we have known the name of that person, we should not call that, oh, the boy, hey, the girl. We should say their name, because, you know, the name have a strong impact on that people's mind. So I think if we call any other people by their name, that would be a great way to show our respect with each other.
I see. So how do you feel when people cannot remember your name? Would you feel offended or something like that, or would you feel sad about them or something?
No, well, normally I would be a bit disappointed if that person is the one who I like them, and if we haven't met her for a long time and they forget my name, that would be a little bit disappointed at first. But if they can remember my name after that, if I have mentioned, and if they can recognize me and they can chat with me about some past memories, that would be interesting, and I would not be disappointed at all.
I see. So, do any names have special meanings in your country? This is a long one because you have to think of many different ways, you know.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
for example, what's your name? I mean, your name Bình, it means, what does it mean?
Dawn,
and how do you
well,
call the other people's name? Can you give some more examples, you know?
Yeah. Well, definitely. Well, in Vietnamese, there are many names that have a strong meaning. And for example, my name it is Bình Mink, and in Vietnamese name, and it's a Vietnamese name, and if we translate it into English, that would be the dawn. You know, it's the sunrise.
Okay.
That would be. Sunrise is the beginning of the day, and my name, I think it doesn't have a strong meaning, but if I can guess, that would be the beginning of a new life, and maybe the beginning of my dynasty. You know.
The what dynasty?
Yeah, the beginning of my dynasty, and I
the
would.
beginning of your own kingdom, your dynasty.
Yeah.
I see. Wow,
And
such a king you are.
yeah, and
you are very Leo, I have to say.
Well, I think I become more Leo when since I met you.
Since you met me, was it because was it because of me that maybe encourage your Leo to come out or something?
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because before I met you, I hadn't care about the astronomy.
Astrology. Astronomy is basically just boring science, but astrology is when they tell you how people are, and it's more exciting, much more exciting.
Yes, I think I become more Leo since I met you.
Tại vì ascendant Mars với Leo, ascendant Mars với lại Venus đều có Leo hết, cho nên có thể vì vậy nó giống như nó khuyến khích cái Leo trong em nó hiện ra. I think probably that's because of that. I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just, I don't know. You're confident sharing things with me. That's why I think. Because I'm a Cancer, so people often go to me and then share the secrets, even though I don't want to know. You know.
Oh.
Người cự giải làm gì? Người khác sẽ dễ dàng tìm đến họ tâm sự, mà nhiều khi từ cự giải đâu muốn nghe đâu, nhưng mà vẫn tâm sự. Was like what? Chắc cái mặt hiền quá, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe because my vibe is just like, it's easy. I don't judge, and then I'm not so dangerous. Maybe. All right, so that's it. Let's go to part 2 now. Let's do 44, I would say. Describe a time when you ate something for the first time. Miêu tả lần đầu tiên bạn ăn cái gì đó. You should say what you ate, when you ate it, where you were, and explain how you felt about it. Maybe I should just move this one down. And then this one also down. And then, okay, part 3 of food and cooking. Đề về đồ ăn và chuyện nấu ăn. What kinds of foreign food are popular in your country and why are they popular? Có những loại thức ăn nước ngoài nào là thông dụng cho đất nước bạn, tại sao chúng là popular? What are young people's opinions on new food? And how about old people? Cái ý kiến cá nhân của người trẻ về những thức ăn mới là thế nào, và còn người già thì sao? So it means they ask you like, do young people accept new food easier than the old people? Do young people like new food more than old people? Có bảo thủ không hay là sẵn sàng muốn ăn cái mới? And should teachers and parents teach children how to cook? Think about cooking as a survival skill, a vital skill to learn, you know. And why do people like their local food? Tại sao con người ta lại cái thích đồ ăn ở địa phương của họ? Think about the price, think about the quality of the food, think about the taste, because they were born and raised on local food, so probably it fit their taste more than other kind of food, maybe.
Yeah.
And think about the fact that if you eat local food, you feel the sense of belonging to your country. Cảm giác thuộc về đất nước mình.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. And other reason too. Okay, let's do 44 now. You have some time? Thumbs up. Please describe a time when you ate something for the first time, please.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about the time that I first eat spaghetti, and it was when I was 10 years old, and I passed all exams with flying colors. And you know, I aced all the finals, and my uncle, she took me to Jollibee store to eat spaghetti as a reward. And you know, I was pretty excited at first, and I couldn't wait to eat it. So it wasn't long before I was served a plate of spaghetti, and you know, first bite, it was awful. I couldn't put up with the tomato sauce, and you know, the spaghetti is different from any kinds of noodles I have ever eaten. You know, the thread of the thread, you know, it's pretty new to me, and I wasn't I couldn't be fine with it, and so I was reluctant to eat the whole plate. So you know, my uncle, she struggled with eating all the plate, and you know, she called some chicken for me to eat, and I just leave the plate there. And that was the first time I had the chance to eat spaghetti, and it was awful. I couldn't imagine
what
that.
What kind of spaghetti was
first.
that? What kind of spaghetti was that? What's the name?
Yeah, I think that is
Carbonara?
Beef spaghetti. No, I don't think so. It's just spaghetti with
beef?
Beef and tomato sauce.
Oh, you know, some places they're just terrible with that.
Yeah, well,
I think maybe you should try spaghetti with seafood, you know. It's called carbonara. What was it called? Frutti di mare, fruits of the sea. Trái cây của biển cả. Frutti di mare, something like that. But you know, seafood spaghetti better, you know.
Well, I haven't had the second chance to eat spaghetti, and it was the first time I ate it. I ate it. So I ate it. So it was quite memorable.
Memorable, I mean.
Yeah, it was quite memorable, and I think I would try another time in order to delete that memory out of my mind.
Right, delete the memory out of your mind. That sounds a bit, you know, too drastic. You know, maybe it's too much. Do you think? Anyway, So let's talk about food and cooking. What kinds of foreign food are popular in your country and why are they popular?
Well, I believe that in my country there are a whole cuisine that is really diverse. And it's really diverse, you know. And if I have to list some of foreign cuisine, that would be the Chinese, the Japanese, or the Italian, or maybe the Turkish, you know, the kebab.
Kebab, you mean?
And kebab, yeah,
Kebab, we
it's
call it
really
kebab, yeah.
kebab, and it was really popular, you know. And for example, when it comes to the kebab, it would be attributed to the low price, you know, everyone can afford it, and also the meat is really great, is tasty, and so that it fits the taste of our people, of my people. So I think that's the reason why they are really popular in my country now.
I see now. Okay, so the next one is, what are young people's opinions on new food and how about old people?
Well, I believe that in these days of internationalization, yeah, young people, they are more open-minded than the old people. So I believe that they, they are willing to try new food. They're willing to try some exotic food that they haven't seen and ever before. And they would try new, and they would seek for new experience. And so, you know, new food are welcome. And but when it comes to old people, I believe that they are more conservative than the young. So maybe, you know, they just stay with their traditional food, and you know, they wouldn't seek new experiences. They just stay with their normal lifestyle since the past and until now. So, you know, new food are not welcome to them.
I think it partly because of their close-mindedness, don't you think?
Yeah, I
Like they're
think
just
it's
conservative, nói chuyện người ta chỉ bảo thủ thôi. It's just they're conservative or they are very close-minded. So it's because of their close-mindedness, but once they try something, they would say it's okay. Like my father is one example. He's quite conservative. He always say no first, but whenever he tried something, he liked it and then he just continue eating it without saying anything, you know.
yeah. Well,
So
I think some old people, they just conservative even with their answer. For example, if their children ask them to eat Italian food, for example, they would say no, 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 it's terrible. And if they when they taste them, even if it's tasty, they would normally stay with their for very previous answer. No, 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 that's terrible to me. You know, even if they liked it, they liked them.
I see. Right, so should teachers and parents teach children how to cook?
Yes, undoubtedly. Cooking skills is one of the survival skills, and you know that when children become mature and they become young adults, they should be equipped with
Be equipped.
they should be equipped with you know, great enough cooking skills in order to survive, and you know, being able to cook is the ability that you can impress other. You know, for example, if in the tradition of Vietnamese people, if the bride are able to cook is able to cook well, she would be, you know, easier to be accepted by the by the groom's family, and you know, that would be easier for life until then.
I see. I see. Right. So you said it's really essential because think about the fact that when children are alone, and if they eat out, if they order takeout for so many times, their health will not be so good because
Yeah.
takeout food aren't made to be eaten for a long time, and also they are super expensive. So it will be quite bad in the long run. So why do people like their local food then?
Well, in my experience, I believe that it can be attributed to their taste, and you know that since they was born, they have eaten their local food, and they become familiar with those local food, and if they try something new, that would be exotic experience for them, and some kinds of food that just do not fit their taste, and they would not like a new food, and they just stay with their traditional food, and just without any transformation. And
It looks so boring,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it's really boring, and nobody wants like that.
But this question concerns the reason why, you have to try to explain why people like their local food.
Well, I think that they are conservative people, because that, for example, when we are Vietnamese and we try Italian food, many of us would find Italian food so terrible. It just does not fit with our taste, and we and for that reason, it would cement our opinion about food, and we just stay with traditional Vietnamese food, and so that's why people love their Vietnam. My people just love Vietnamese food, and hard to accept any other kinds of foreign food, foreign cuisine.
Foreign cuisine, yeah. Okay, good. Now let's try 45 now. Describe a short trip you frequently make but you dislike. Miêu tả một chuyến đi ngắn bạn thường phải đi nhưng mà lại không thích chuyến đi đó. You should say where you travel to and from, how often you make this trip, and why you make this trip, and explain why you dislike this trip. And part 3 of traveling. Do Vietnamese people like traveling abroad? Why not? Who prefer traveling abroad? The young or the old? The young or the old? Careful. The okay? The young because y is a consonant. Phụ âm nha. The young. But the old because old is a o is a vowel. Một cái nguyên âm.
Yeah.
So who prefer traveling abroad? The young or the old? Ai thích đi nước ngoài hơn, người già, người trẻ? Well, it depends on a lot of factors, So how much time do you think people should spend on a trip abroad? Why? Một chuyến đi ra nước ngoài con người ta nên dành nhiêu thời gian? Tại sao? Which is better for knowing more about a country, traveling or reading books about it? Để biết một đất nước hơn thì cái nào tốt hơn? Đọc sách hay đi tới nước đó? Well, this one should not be too difficult for you, but we just have to finish what we have to finish, Please describe a short trip that you frequently make but you dislike.
Yeah, well, I'm going to share with you my experience about visiting the statue of Trần Hưng Đạo, and
I don't know.
I travel from my house to it, and it's about 100 kilometer, maybe, and every time we travel to somewhere else, we always visit this statue, and it's really prominent in my province. And whenever we come to Nam Định city, we would visit the statue, and every time I travel with my schoolmate, or I travel on a tour to somewhere else, we just visit it, so it's boring, and every time it stays the same experience. We just fall in line, smile, take a picture, and then come back to the car. And after that we move on. And every time travel on any tour is just stays the same, and it hasn't changed since I was born. So I think it's something that it distract me from the happiness of the tour, of the travel tour.
Right, I see. So
And
do Vietnamese people like traveling abroad? Why not? What do you think?
well, I believe that Vietnamese people do love traveling abroad, but there are some people who dislike that, because that when it comes to students, some people they love to travel abroad to study, and but some people they just stay with their opinion that traveling overseas for studying is not important. We can just study in universities in Vietnam, and the quality of education is enough for us. Education is enough for us, and so that's why many people, especially students, they dislike traveling overseas in order to find educational chance.
I don't think so. I don't think they dislike. Many people, they're just dying to go to another country, actually.
Yeah, but some students, they just do not have that need,
Or they're just very scared to go out of their country. I think travel out of the country.
And in many cases, they just do not have enough money, For example, my friend, he traveled abroad. He traveled to Canada to seek for chances for educational chance, and it cost him about $15,000, and that's a big money, and
that's a big amount of money, yeah.
A big amount of money, and especially in a rural area like me, many families that just do not have enough money, and so that even if they want their child to travel abroad to study, they just do not have money. So they would be so sad that they cannot provide for their children to travel abroad. So they just throw away that thought and dislike it. So they would not disappointed at all.
I see. So who prefer traveling abroad, the young or the old? What do you think?
Well, I believe that it comes to if we have the experience or not, because to me, if I haven't had the chance to travel abroad, but if I have the chance to visit any other country, and I have had memorable experience there, I would maybe become addicted to it, and I would seek for other opportunities to travel abroad, to try new experience, to widen my knowledge about other countries, and to learn new things. And so that it just depends on if we have the experience or not. And for many people, they haven't had the chance to travel overseas, and so that sometimes they just become scared, just they have stayed in their safe zone for a long time, and so that escape that zone, the safe zone, and seek for new experience that may not appeal to them at all.
I see. All right, so how much time do you think people should spend on a trip abroad? Why? Like when you go to Singapore, for example, how many days? Or when you go to Hong Kong or any other places?
Well, to me, I haven't had a chance to travel abroad. But if I have the chance, I believe that about 2 weeks is enough, because if we just travel abroad for seek for chances of relaxing to try an experience, we just need about 1 week or 2 weeks. That's enough for us to try all to experience new things, learn new features about their culture, and so that's the amount of my time that I think that are important. And if we have the chance about more than 1 month or maybe about a year, that would be enough, totally enough for us to, you know, um, take part in some courses, take some courses, or maybe we just stay there to study, find some opportunity to of education there. And so that I think it depends on what purpose we have on a trip abroad, and that time and different amount of time would be suitable.
Yes. Right, okay. So what is better? Which is better for knowing more about a country? Traveling or reading books about it?
Well, I believe that they are equally important, because if we just read books, we just have the knowledge of through papers. We haven't seen and we haven't touched any of them, but the information that is included in books, they are wide, and we can know a lot about their culture, and we can read a lot, and we can know a lot about a whole new foreign country, and but traveling, when you go traveling, that would it would cement the things that we have read in book, and so that we could have the experience, we have touched it, we have seen it, and that would be incredible for us to to know more about our country, and so that we have had the experience to tell other people. So, and if we have to teach anybody about that country's culture, we can be confident to teach them about that, because you have the
Teach,
experience.
cẩn thận độ kéo dài của âm thanh. Teach, y kéo dài. Teach
Yeah.
them.
If we have the chance to teach them, we would be confident to share with them the experience that we have, because that it would be more what can I say? It's just because we have the knowledge, and we have had the experience that would cement our image of a teacher.
Cement, huh? That's a nice way to say, to cement your experience. Interesting way. Okay, I get it. Right, so right, I see. How about reading books? What's wrong with that then?
Well, I believe that people nowadays, they just study and apply it into the real life, and many people, they just study, they just know it about from books, and they haven't adapt those knowledge into real life, and they haven't had the experience of working, and so that they would not find any problems about those knowledges. And so that's why I think experience is really important, because học đi đôi với hành, what can I say, so that I think reading books is just not enough, and that's why the schools need to include extracurricular activities in their curriculum.
I see. Right. Okay. Okay, we can try something else now. This is difficult for you because you are not a woman. But 47. Describe the kind of bag you want to own. And you also
What?
have bags and backpack. You can see the questions here. Okay, some time to think. All right, so please describe the kind of bag you want to own, please.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about the thing that I really want to buy. That is a backpack, and it has to be not just fashionable, but also have large capacity. And I would love to buy it at a supermarket or some stores. Maybe I would go to there to find it. And I love to find a high quality one, and if it is under 1 million Vietnam dong is best for me, and it has a large capacity, a lot of compartments, and so that would be really versatile and flexible for me. And for that reason, it can contain books, laptops, so that I can go to school. And it can also include clothes or any basic things that I need to travel to somewhere. And
travel somewhere, right? Not to somewhere.
Yeah,
to
travel somewhere. And a striking important of this backpack is that it is not eye-catching. If I happen to lose it, I wouldn't be so anxious that somebody have stolen it. Just normal. It just have a normal appearance, so the thief wouldn't think that it has valuable things. So it would reduce the risk of being stolen, and so that it would be reliable companion to me. And for that reason, I would really love to buy this kind of bag, because these days it's just so popular, and it can support me a lot when I travel to somewhere. And yeah, so that's why I really love this kind of bag.
Yes. Okay. Right. So why do you think women like to buy bags then? Why? Tại sao phụ nữ lại thích mua túi xách? What do you think? There should be some reasons behind that, psychological reason maybe, or maybe because they just want to show up, or maybe because of social status reason, something like that.
Yeah, well,
sometimes I think they buy it just because they want to buy new things, I think. Cái cảm giác cái muốn mua đồ mới. Yeah, sometimes this feeling of wanting to, what's it called? Inquisitiveness, Inquisitiveness, cái sự mà luôn luôn muốn có đồ mới. Inquisitiveness. Inquire, the word inquire is a verb. Inquisitiveness.
Inquisitiveness.
Okay, maybe it's better to check what inquisitiveness is. It's basically the quality of wanting to discover as much as you can about things, sometimes the way it annoys people, in a way annoys people. Cái tính mà cứ luôn luôn tò mò, muốn phát hiện được càng nhiều về thứ này thứ kia càng tốt. Đôi khi trong cái cách nó làm cho rất là bực mình người ta. Tính tò mò, tính muốn biết được điều mới mẻ. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong word now. Maybe it's the desire to hoard. Nó có một cái mong muốn lúc nào cũng muốn là trữ đồ, tích đồ trong nhà. Sometimes it's desire to hoard. A lot of people have it. I know for sure.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I believe that there are a variety of reasons. For example, they love to, rich women. They love to show off. They love to show their social status to other people. So they would try to buy new bags, to buy luxurious bag in order to impress everyone. And they would they love to show that, oh, I'm rich, I'm living a really luxurious life right now. And so that they have the desire to boast, to show off.
To
And
boast, to show off.
And I think in these modern days, no, I think since the dawn of human, I think that trying to buy new things, trying to discover new things, the desire to hold is the nature of women, I think, because these days there are many girls or many women, if they buy buy a piece of cloth, they just wear it for once, and then the thing that has just been worn once has
Worn, you
become,
mean the thing has just been worn once, maybe?
yeah,
Mới
worn
đeo có lần. The thing that has
once,
just been worn once.
becomes old, yeah,
Okay.
becomes old, and they just want to seek for new pieces of cloth so that they can have
Oh, I see. So it's basically a desire to own new things.
yeah, it's just the desire to buy to own new things, and for that reason, men these days, they are ordered to have high income in order to provide
satisfy or to provide
yeah,
for needs, right?
yeah, to provide for the need of the girl.
That sounds
So
terrible.
yeah, I think that's why people love to buy new things, and especially bags and luxurious things that they can show to the world to see.
I see. Right. Okay. So is the backpack practical in life? Cái ba lô có hữu ích trong cuộc sống không? Think about.
Yes, definitely. I believe that the backpack is one of the most popular things in our life, not just because it is fashionable, but also but also it is versatile and is helpful for us. For example, it can contain everything, high capacity backpack. They can contain books or laptops, or maybe some things like machine or fly cameras, or something like that. So it's versatile, and we can carry it easily, because we don't have to hold it in our hand. We just need the power of our shoulder. So it's pretty easy to carry around. And for that reason, I think it's really practical in life, and in many many classes that teach survival skills, they order the students to have the backpack, because it's versatile and it's a survival equipment.
Interesting that you mentioned that. Just like a Swiss Army knife, right? It's a Swiss Army knife. Dao Thụy Sĩ. Dao mà có nhiều con dao nhỏ, nhiều thiết bị nhỏ. Like a Swiss Army knife, isn't it? This is like a survival thing. A backpack is actually extremely practical in life. You can use it for many, many, many different purposes. Think about the fact that you sometimes you need to go to school and you need backpack, but when you decide to go to the supermarket, for example, the backpack can store a lot of things in there.
Yeah. Yes.
And also when you go on to like a picnic, also it can provide a lot of things. And if you want to take a nap, the backpack can also be a pillow too, if you know how.
Yeah.
So it's really practical, to be honest with you. So why are some people willing to buy expensive bags then? Think about the fact that if you buy designer, you have the word designers bags, những cái nhà thiết kế họ thường là tạo nên cái túi xách riêng, nó gọi là túi xách của nhà thiết kế á.
Yeah.
Like designers bag, like Gucci, Hermes, like
Balenciaga,
Gucci, something like that. And so something like that, backpack or handbag. So those handbags or those bags will increase in values through time. Remember that, because there are famous designers bags, or they have the brand name. Tên thương hiệu, nó có cái tên thương hiệu, right? They have the brand name, so obviously their value would, go up through time. So you might be able to resell them. But that is only one reason. So why are some people willing to buy expensive bags, even though like it can be 3, 4, up to 10 times their salary,
Well, I think that in my experience, I believe that people love to buy luxurious things because they have tried it. If we have tried any luxurious services, we would be addicted to the comfort it brings, and also the sense of achievement, because we have worked hard all the time, and we deserve a convenient and comfortable services, because we deserve it, and so that we love to experience new things, especially the luxurious services. And when it comes to expensive bags, I think that people have. I think that they love to show off. For example, rich women, they love to show off their wealth, and also
to be honest with you, the real rich people, they don't show up. But they try to hide away their wealth, Người giàu thực sự họ không có khoe của đâu. Người mới giàu mới khoe. The new rich, they love to flaunt their wealth. To flaunt their wealth. Cực kỳ khoái khoe của luôn mấy người mới giàu á.
Well, I don't think so, because in many films, people call them phu nhân, and those phu nhân, they tend to show off. Yeah.
Phu yan, yeah. That's the Chinese equivalent, Fu Yan, I think.
Fu Yan, yeah.
They are just basically prince and princess.
Yeah,
they call themselves prince and princesses, yeah.
And so that those Fu Yan, they I think
use English, please. English.
And those princesses, they love to show their wealth every time in every films, and even in our daily life. I have seen some examples of rich women, and they love to buy luxurious things like Balenciaga clothes, or maybe Gucci's fashions.
Fashion. Cái chữ fashion có nghĩa là đồ thời trang rồi. The word fashion now, it can be like fashionable clothes, fashion.
And so for that reason, I believe that they love to show off their wealth and their social status. And also, I think that because they love the quality of those products, because they are luxurious, so they are high in quality, and no one want to use low quality products. So buying luxurious bags is a way to secure high quality products.
All right. So okay. So in the future, what changes would the bags have? This is a hard one because you have to predict. Like the bags, what will be the changes to the fabric, cái chất liệu vải, fabric, or the design, Maybe new bags will have the functionality to inflate and become like, balloons, or become like pillows, maybe.
Yeah, well.
Or maybe they could possess USB charger or something like that for your phones and your devices, or something like that. Think about it. So in the future, what changes would the bags have? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I believe that in the future, I think the design of those bags would change a lot. For example, they change the material, or they change they change their appearance. For example, in the future, maybe they just do not use this fabric that we use right now. They would create a whole new man-made fabric, and that they can be so enduring and consistent. They have great consistency. And also, I believe that back in the future they would have more function. For example, with just one button, click just uh, uh, one button on the backpack. It can change into a pillow, or it can change into maybe a waterproof maybe, and
Waterproof.
a waterproof cloth maybe, and I guess maybe in the future people can store backpacks in just a capsule.
A what? Say again.
Capsule. Capsule.
Capsule. A capsule.
Yeah. Capsule.
Be careful. Capsules. Capsule.
Capsule.
A capsule.
They can store things in. They can store backpacks in capsule, and for that reason, people can store many things, and they just carry the capsule, and so that it would not be so. People do not have to carry those back, and for that reason, it can change the whole thing that we have known right now.
I see. Good enough, I guess. Now, so why do children need to carry a uniform school bag? Tại sao trẻ nhỏ là cần phải mang những cái ba lô đến trường nhìn y chang nhau? What do you think? What does it promote? What does it teaches children about? What values, Ai cũng nhìn như nhau, công bằng, ai cũng bình đẳng,
Well,
or something like that,
I haven't seen, well, to be honest, I haven't seen any examples of those conditions, those situations, and to me, if there is a situation like that, I believe it would foster the sense of equality.
Yeah.
Equality. Whenever you are poor, it doesn't matter if you are poor or you are rich. You just wear the same things. You carry the same bag, so it does not show any kinds of social status gap. And for that reason, it's great. It's great for the student to feel equal. And if we have a distinctive bag, school uniform bag, and that would be great, because if students they are studying in a high profile university, or maybe a high profile high school, and if they have a uniform school bag, other people they would recognize it. Oh, that school, that child, he's studying at that school, and that's great.
Oh my God.
It's they are precious, and
precious.
So that
precious. My God, precious. It's terrible to think of it that way.
No, I think it's it's just foster. For example, if we're studying in a high profile school, and people would respect that, they would they would consider that we are a good student, we are exceptional, we have exceptional student in order to study in that school, so it can earn other people's respect.
Interesting. Right, okay. But the problem here is rich and poor students. Think about it. What if one wears extremely highly technical, extremely modern backpack, and the other ones just wear a very simple standard backpack? It would make them feel bad, and it would promote a sense of, what's it called, a social divide, you know. Not promote a sense of social divide, một cái sự chia cắt về xã hội nha. Nó đưa ra một cái sự cảm giác chia cắt xã hội ngay từ lúc rồi cái nhà trường luôn rồi. It's not a nice thing.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I think it's a terrible, terrible thing to have.
Well, I think it's depend on the education that the child have, because you know that in rural area like me, even rich kids or poor
I don't
kids.
think you should use the word kids now.
Yeah, even rich child or poor child,
children.
they just play with each other. They do not care about whether his or her family they are rich or rich or not. They just care about whether they can play with other child. So I believe that when they play with each other, it does not matter whether they are rich or poor. So
unfortunately, many people, they just compare, you know.
Yes, they compare, but
things.
Yes, it's just an unfortunate thing that, but I think it just happened with the parents. You know, the parents they love to show off their house, their wealth, and they educate their children in that way. So the children they are you know they're supposed to be like their parents, so they would show that characteristic, and that's a terrible thing, you know.
I understand.
Comparison, because I think comparison is the job of parents, and if the child they show any kinds of signals like that, that would just be because they reflect the image of their parent.
You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Trái táo không rơi xa khỏi cái cây của nó đâu. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It means like you look at a child, you can surely deduce that the parents is similarly bad.
Wow.
Well, that's what people do, but to be honest with you, I think most of the cases it's correct. Phần đông trường hợp là đúng đó nha. So, alright, so 47 is done. Okay.
I don't think it's appeal to me, because I don't think I have any similarities with my parents. Yeah.
Okay, so
I just, you know.
We have a lot of part 2.
You know,
we have so many part 2, and then without part 3. So maybe I can find somewhere, maybe. No, part 2, a lot of part 2 though. Okay, 57 we did already. 58 we did, no, it's just easy part 2. 60, no. Easy. Quiet place we did already. Important place, no, it's for part 2. Let's do 66 then. Describe a situation when you had to be polite. Miêu tả một tình huống mà lúc đó các bạn phải lịch sự. You should say what situation it was. Nó là tình huống gì vậy? Who were there? Lúc đó ai đang ở đó? Họ đang ở đó. Why you had to be polite? Tại sao các bạn phải lịch sự? And explain how you showed politeness. Giải thích làm thế nào các bạn thể hiện ra cái sự lịch sự. And do you think that politeness is a necessary thing to learn this era? Why not? Bạn có nghĩ cái sự lịch sự là một điều cần thiết để học trong cái thời đại này không? Tại sao không? In which situation do people need to be polite? Trong tình huống nào con người ta cần phải lịch sự? And do people always have to show politeness? Why not? Người mà bất lịch sự với mình cần show politeness không? Do we need to show politeness to rude people? Do you always have to show politeness? Why not? Something like that. Alright, some time to think. Time's up. Describe a situation when you had to be polite, please.
Yeah, well, I'm going to. Sorry.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to talk about when the experience when I had a meal with my teacher, and you know, I am one of the exceptional students.
I am, yeah, because it's still true now. I am, okay.
Yeah, and so I was chosen for the English team of my school, and we were going to take part in the provincial competition. And you know, we was study mm, we were studying in until late night, and we came home late. So normally the school would serve a dinner for us, so all the teacher all the students would come to the canteen and eat a meal there. So, mm, so you know, I sat with all educated students. They're all good. They all have good table manners and behavior. And also, the striking importance is that I always sat next to my teacher, and I have to show that, well, I have great enough table manners, and so that he wouldn't educate me not just with my knowledge, but also my behaviors. That's just not relaxing, you know.
Wait, it's not what?
It is not relaxing.
Relaxing? What do you mean?
It's just not comfortable for me, and
it just makes me not comfortable.
Yeah,
it just made me not comfortable.
Yeah, well,
or let's just say it's inappropriate. It seems inappropriate, nhìn nó không phù hợp, hoặc là nó kỳ kỳ. Inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Yeah, well, it's just inappropriate to me. So I have to show my politeness, and so that he wouldn't judge me, and especially, you know, with the girls there, they would judge me through my behaviors, and so that they would consider whether I am a good boy or not. So and if I show my politeness, I would definitely, you know, score a point in their mind. So I would earn their respect. And normally, if I just sat next to my friends, I would chat and joke a lot. But next to my teachers, I couldn't do that, you know, because I have to show my table manners, and I have to show my politeness, and so that's why I have to. So that's the situation. I really had to be polite.
I see. So, do you think that politeness is a necessary thing to learn in this era? Why not?
Yes, undoubtedly. You know, these days, the quality of education is rising. So, so politeness is maybe, you know, an aspect to judge whether this student is well educated or not. So I believe that our behavior can judge the person we are. So I think that is a really necessary thing to learn, because it can score points in other people's minds, so we can earn others' respect. Because you know that you would never because you know that you would never respect any person and any child that behave rude with you, right? And so that
behave rudely, I think.
Behave rudely. So I believe that is really important things to learn in this era.
Right. I see. So in which situation do people need to be polite then?
Well, in my experience, I believe that it just is on formal occasions, or maybe on some occasion when we meet with somebody that is
That we have to
important.
meet
Maybe
somebody. When we have to meet somebody,
we have to meet somebody that is important, or we respect that person a lot, so that we have to be polite. Do not show any sign of sign of bad behavior, and if we behave rudely, that would be terrible. So
okay,
I believe
let me
that
check this word. Is it rudely? Because it sounds a bit strange.
rude.
In a way, not polite. Rudely.
Rudely.
Rudely. Okay, yeah, you can use it as an adverb to behave rudely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that it's just on the occasion that is formal, or we have to meet somebody that we respect
We have to
so
meet,
much.
we have to meet.
We have to meet a person that we respect so much, and those are the occasions that we have to be polite.
Yeah, you also need to be polite if you want to keep your job and you want to keep your relationships, because normally people wouldn't tolerate rude behaviors or impolite behaviors. Con người sẽ không có chịu được những cái hành vi bất lịch sự đâu. Normally people wouldn't tolerate those tolerate rude behaviors. And also, if you want to keep your relationship with other people and to not be the topic that people discuss about, if you don't want to be the topic that people gossip about, không muốn trở thành chủ đề để người ta nói xấu.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that, do you?
Oh. Yes, definitely.
You have to say no. Phải nói no mới đúng nha. No, I wouldn't want to. Chứ là yes thì đúng rồi. Trời ơi. Cái này là cái cơ bản. This is something you have to know. You have to say answer no. I wouldn't want to be.
No, your question was you wouldn't want to be that, don't you?
You wouldn't want to be, so you have to answer no. I wouldn't want to. Hoặc là no thôi. Cái logic của nó phải là no mới đúng nha, chứ không phải là yes. Đúng rồi đâu. Cẩn thận cái logic. Careful with the logic.
Okay.
You have to say no. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. Okay. It's just not familiar with me.
All right. So, do people always have to show politeness? Why not?
Well, I believe that no, because everyone have the occasion that they can show what can I say, the true people they are. So when they are with the person that they are so familiar, like our close friend, or maybe our family members, or maybe our lovers, maybe that those are the occasion that we can show the real people we are. So being politeness seems to be not so real. We just behave in a way that we are reluctant to. So in those occasions we can just stop showing our politeness and just stay with the real person we are. So it's really comfortable. And yes, I believe that people do not always show their politeness.
I see. But there are situations when you definitely should not be polite. That's when people are rude to you. You have to scare them off,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's try 67. Describe a bicycle or motorbike or car trip that is interesting. Miêu tả một cái chuyến đi bằng xe đạp, xe phân khối lớn hoặc là xe máy, hoặc là xe hơi mà nó thú vị. Where would you like to go? Where you would like to go? How you would like to go there? Who you would like to go there with? Explain why you would like to go there by car, motorbike, or bike. And you have part 3 about traveling, I think. Going. Do you think people should do a lot of research about their travel destinations before they go? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng con người ta nên nghiên cứu rất nhiều, đọc rất nhiều về cái điểm đến du lịch, cái điểm đến của họ trước khi họ đi không? Why not? What do you think is the best means of transport on any trip? Anh chị nghĩ rằng cái phương cách tốt nhất để mà đi lại trong bất kỳ chuyến đi nào là phương cách nào? Tại sao? What kinds of travel documents should we carry when traveling? Chúng ta nên đem theo những cái tài liệu hay là giấy tờ đi lại nào khi mà đi du lịch hoặc đi lại. Cái chữ travel chỉ nghĩa là đi lại thôi nha. The word travel only means to go from one place to another, okay?
Yeah.
And then should people travel with a lot of personal belonging? Why not? Con người ta có nên đi lại với rất nhiều đồ cá nhân không? Tại sao không? Well, think about the fact that you can buy them in another place. Nếu mà cái nơi em đến á, nó có đầy đủ hết thì cũng không nên đem theo rất nhiều đồ cá nhân lắm. Like if the place you're traveling to has a lot of supermarkets and places that you can buy your personal belongings, so maybe it's not worth it. But maybe if you want to save money, you can do this, travel a lot of personal belonging. Time's up. Please describe a bicycle trip, motorbike trip, or car trip that is interesting, please.
I'm going to talk about...
Okay, can you change that? Có cách nào khác ngoài chuyện I'm going to talk about không? Try something else. Try to be creative. Like for example, tôi từng có lúc mà đi một chuyến gì đó. I once went on a cái gì đó. Let's say that.
Well, I love to go on a trip, from the north of Vietnam to the south of Vietnam, and visit Vũng Tàu City. In order to travel to there, most people would use a means of transport like plane, but to me, the best way is to use a coach.
The best way
is to travel by coach, and travel to Vũng Tàu City, enjoy the beautiful beaches, and also the majestic mountains. And if I had the chance to go there, I would love to go with my girlfriend. And it's a 1.5 day trip, so on the coast we would have the time to spend with each other, and on the way we can look out to the windows and enjoy a lot of sceneries on the way. And it's the coach when we use on long trips, it's the kind that has beds, so we can have the comforts, and for that reason, resting on the way is convenient. And having a long trip with our lovers and also have the comfort, and we can enjoy the scenery is a great way. It's like a small interesting experience that we can have in our lives. So if I have the chance, I would love to go to Vũng Tàu City by coach.
Okay. Okay, good. Do you think people should do a lot of research about their travel destinations before they go?
Yes, undoubtedly. Because that the destination before we go is the goal of the trip. So we cannot go anywhere without any goal. So I believe that it's really essential to do a lot of research so that we can know more about that place. We have some information about their culture and traditions, and we can also find out more about their cuisine, so that if we reach to that destination, we would not be shocked by the cuisine there, and so that I believe that doing research before traveling is the must-do task before traveling somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's like a must-do, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the best means of transport on any trip, and why?
Well, I believe
that it depends on which country you're going to.
Yeah, well, I believe that it depends on each trip, and we have to consider many factors. We have to consider whether it is a long trip or a short trip, or whether we need the comfort or not, and also whether it is cheap or expensive. And we should also consider our allergy, because some people they can suffer from jet lag, and also maybe they would they would feel uncomfortable when they go on a long trip on the car, so they would be struggle with the food they have eat on the way, and they normally would spill it out. So that would be terrible. So that I believe that they should consider their health, and the means of transport depend on several factors, so that they can decide which is the best means of transport on that trip.
I see. So, what kind of travel document should we carry when traveling?
Well, I believe that the most important thing is the driving license and our passport. If we are the driver, so for example, we use our car to drive our family to travel somewhere, we really need our passport and our driving license, or otherwise the police would stop us. And
it's not just about the police stopping you, it's about the fact that you have to follow procedures, you have to follow like rules,
Yeah, so we have to follow rules, so that is a must-do thing, a must-carry thing. And also, I believe that if we travel somewhere on the plane, we need to have our birth certificate and also our passport.
Why would you need birth certificate? Why would you need the birth certificate? Tại sao cần khai sinh chi?
Because you know that when it comes to little child, they haven't had their passport, so that they need their birth certificate when traveling on plane.
That might work, I guess. Okay. Also, some people they carry like medicines. They need prescription from the doctors. Đôi khi cũng phải cần nha. Prescriptions from doctors, cần toa thuốc của bác sĩ mới chứng minh được thuốc đó để cho cái gì nha. You need doctor's prescription in order to enter the United States with your medicine. So be careful. Or other places they may ask that. It depends on the rules of each and every place. If you don't have the prescriptions, you might not be able to bring any of these drugs with you, and you might be in trouble. So be careful when you bring any kind of pills, anything like that. Even though it might be like very common pill, like paracetamol, like any kind of painkillers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's new for me. Okay.
So yeah, but beside that, you might need some special permit. Special permit, danh từ permit nha.
Like some reference. Like some reference.
Yeah, it's a special permit. Like for example, when you want to go to certain areas of the world, you need special permit. Đâu phải chỗ nào cũng đến dễ dàng được đâu, nó cũng phải có cái giấy phép đàng hoàng, nếu đặc biệt nếu muốn đến đó. Special permits. Like for example, these are areas that are not for civilians, những khu vực không dành cho cư dân, không dành cho dân thường. And also if we bring pets, đem theo thú nuôi, you need like to have their health books, sổ sức khỏe, health books, and also like you have pets passport. Nó gọi là passport dành cho pets nha. Dành cho thú nuôi. Yes, you don't know it. Pets passport.
Man.
Slowly Vietnam's going to introduce that, I'm sure. Pets passport. But right now you don't have to. But now they need to have pets passport with them whenever they travel in Western countries. Okay, so the last question. Should people travel with lots of personal belonging? Why not?
Yeah, well, I believe that it's definitely, the answer would definitely be no, because people should just need their only the products that that suits their basic needs, you know, because if we travel to somewhere else with a lot of personal belongings, that would be really, you know, we cannot carry them well, so we also stand a risk of being tired or maybe stolen, you know. And for that reason, I believe that we should only carry the things that is really essential. And if the personal belongings we have, we can buy it at the destination. We should not carry them along the way, because you know that maybe the things that we carry, it is not appropriate, or it is illegal at the destination, for example, in other countries. So I think that we should not carry a lot of things in our country into other country. For example, if we carry food, I believe that I've seen the case that the police in or the airport staff in Japan, they stop travelers because they bring Vietnamese food. So I believe that we shouldn't bring too much personal belongings, especially foods.
Right, I see. I think that's it for today now.
Okay.
Right, good enough. 67's done. Okay, I see. Let me write them down. 67. Okay. And the other time, let's do something a bit more difficult. Okay, we have to finish all the other topics.
Okay.
And I do believe that we have like new ones coming up. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.